Welcome to Bruising Boxing. I'm your host, Raider Live, with you more boxing news and analysis. Our big pre-Thanksgiving show as we are off next week. But we have a big show for you today to carry you over. Introducing the panel of experts up there. First one, obviously we have the same barber, the one, the only, Filthy Rich. Filthy Rich, how are you?
Let me tell you something. This is fresh off the presses. If it wasn't bad enough, you guys, I have got some eggnog ice cream, baby. Eggnog ice cream. Drink to that. Oh boy. Oh my god. Oh my god. Let me wash it down with some.
Judge, I'm begging you for my mute powers back. I'm begging for it right now.
Very thankful.
James took away my mute powers here, so I'm begging for them back. Oh my god, I'm gonna be sick. All right, and our other expert to way to show that you're not really an expert there, Filthy Rich, because that's just a mistake and a half. Our other expert up there, up in the blue, baby in blue, boy in blue, is the one, the only Judge Jimmy James. Judge, follow that one if you can.
I can't believe that's a thing. Eggnog ice cream. That's
and he's following up with an eggnog drink.
Yeah,
too. You see that? Oh my God.
You know what? That's fine. But either way, this is a big show. There's lots of news, lots of reviews, lots of previews on this one. This is going to be a good one. I tune in because you're going to love it. If you love boxing, you're going to love it.
Not only that, but you have to see if Rich can make it through the whole show without throwing up after eating up that much eggnog. It's just unbelievably gross. But
where am I? Oh yeah.
Jeez, criminy. All right, boys, crack open a beer. We got a long ways to go. So a beer, not an eggnog, Rich, a beer. It's not eggnog in boxing.
He's probably got eggnog beer. It's got to be a thing.
I'll pause for you guys.
Oh, cheers. I guess we'll drink to that.
Cheers, boys.
All right, let's move on with Bruising News because there's a lot of it. All right, Bruising News. A lot of news to get to here, boys, and a lot of big news to get to, and it's always big news and always big hits when we mention Canelo. Canelo throwing a curveball to everybody saying, hey, you can't predict what I'm going to do. We all talked about him moving up to 175. He says, nah, not doing that. I'm moving up to 200, moving up 32 pounds to cruiserweight to fight for a title against, you guys might get a drink here because I'm probably going to mispronounce this one, Makabu. Am I right?
Oh, no drink for me.
Oh, got it. Makabu. Alunga Junior Makabu, I guess is who he's fighting for a cruiserweight title up there for his. Yeah. Okay. For his. Oh, I did get it wrong then, huh?
I got the first name wrong.
Well, doesn't matter. Dunga Dunga. That's what we'll call it.
Yeah, Gunga Lagunga.
Gunga Gunga. Fighting for his fifth title in or a fifth weight division title. What do you guys think of this jump from 168 to 200, a jump of 32 pounds? Is he trying to dodge Better Biev and Bihol, or is he just trying to catch up to, say, Manny? What do you guys think? Is he just trying to pad the legacy, going for belts? Filthy Rich, we'll start with you.
I don't know about this. I thought he should have just fought at 175. I don't know what's available at 175, and maybe that was the problem. This is probably guaranteed money with a title. Think of the guys. I think Better Biev probably holds a few belts. Bivol might hold a belt. I don't think Smith holds a belt. But let's take those three.
Holds a belt.
Let's take those three guys quickly. He may not make as much money fighting those guys as he does fighting at cruiserweight. Makabu might give up more money, and that could be why he's moving up for that fight. And I'm not set on it being a cruiserweight fight. My guess is it's going to be at a catchweight somehow.
Well, can it still be for the title if it's at a catchweight at like 190?
I don't know. I mean, I think that's what happened with Kovalev. I think the Kovalev fight was a catchweight fight for the belt. So he did get a 175 title already, but yeah, I don't know. I guess it's going to depend on the governing bodies. And I
hate to tell you that the governing body is the WBC, so they'll probably figure out a way because they always screw this up.
James, they'll make up a new belt for him.
Yeah, why not? James, what do you think of this jump up here? Something that none of us predicted, by the way. We didn't predict that he'd be going to cruiserweight this quickly anyway.
Well, definitely it was talked about, right? It was touched on, but this
That he
was
could
also
eventually go
for future, in the
Right.
future. Like for you to go and beat Caleb Plant at 168 and then go, nah, I'm gonna go to 200. Okay, that's an interesting jump. I personally, I don't agree with it. I think that's a poor choice. It is Canelo Alvarez, but like you touched that 32 pounds. If he even gets to 200, he doesn't even have to fight cruiserweight at 200, just got to be above 175. So if Makabu comes up at 200 and he's at 180, I mean, I don't know, man. That's
Makabu's probably going to come to the ring at 215 too after the rehydration and stuff too. So you're talking a 50-pound difference if he comes in at 180.
well, it's definitely possible. Like I don't know. This is interesting because I mean, I don't know. It seems like he's trying to just get a belt at a different weight class. I don't want to say this sort of, but like Roy Jones. If you want to get like that, I don't want to get like that because I like Roy Jones, but I mean, he still did fight the lowest belt holder at the time, and like this kind of is the same deal. So I don't know. I don't care for it. I think it's a poor choice. If he does end up doing something, that's great. But I mean, the power difference from somebody that's fighting at, well, say 220 when he balloons up to someone who's, you know, what he's been fighting previously. I don't know. That's interesting and nervous and nerve-wracking.
I can't imagine Canelo's power is going to transfer that far. That's a lot of weight.
Well, remember last week I mentioned I don't know if he has that power anymore. Right now, he has skills, and he's going to have to just use his boxing. You don't necessarily need the power, but if you can outbox people, you can win. You can win some fights. That number, 50 pounds. I mean, we're talking Sugar Ray Robinson numbers here. Maybe that's what he's going for, legacy.
Well,
definitely going for legacy. 100%.
Things have not been good in the recent past here when people go up 2 weight classes either. I mean, there's been not a very good record of boxers moving up 2 weight classes in their first fight either.
Yeah, but this is different. This isn't like 2 weight classes from like featherweight to this is
like a
this
lot.
is super middleweight to cruiserweight. You're talking 32
Almost
pounds.
like 5 weight
that's
classes.
Huge, man. Or even if you're going from like lightweight to heavyweight, like that's a big jump that you're making against guys that are going to be way larger than you. And it's not, I mean, you can be a very good boxer, but there's a point where you're going to hit a brick wall where it's just the size difference doesn't translate over. I fear that this is something that could happen. Granted, Makabu isn't exactly a skilled fighter, but he has a lot of power. But then again, we've all seen Deontay Wilder with a lot of power and not do anything about a skilled fighter. So it could be something like that. But I don't know. It's just it's poor. I wish he'd fight Benavidez or the other guy.
Well, you know what? When I heard this news, the one thing that jumped out to me is thinking back to we've said in the past that the cruiserweight division is not very good. It's pretty bad. 175 is stacked. You got Better BF, you got Joe Smith, you got Bevo. You got a lot of good fighters at 175. It almost felt like he's dodging taking the lowest fighter like Kovalev was that had a belt at the time in that division at 175. It just seems like, I don't know. It seems like he's trying to dodge the 175, saying, "Hey, I already did it. I got a belt there." I don't know. I don't know. That's what it felt like to me. I don't know if that felt like to you guys or not, but 175 is stacked compared to the cruiserweight. I mean, can you name any of the cruiserweight champions?
Breda.
Yeah.
Coley, yeah. I don't know if Glavatsky.
They're not household names, is what I'm saying. You know, they're not.
None of them are American. Yeah, none of them are American. That's why they're not household names.
Well, I mean, even the 175 has got some household names. You got Better Be Bevo, Joe Smith. I mean, you got a lot of good names up there.
Better be as Russian.
I know.
He lives in California and he fights for Top Rank.
Joe Smith Jr. lives in Lindstrom and fights for us.
Zing. All right. We've talked enough Canelo here. I want to know what you guys think in the comments down there too. Is that too high a jump? Please put down there and we'll respond to it. All right, next one we're talking about here. Danny Garcia is fighting in February or March at 154. My question is, does anyone care? It's another Garcia fighting. What do you guys think? James, we'll start with you.
You know, it's interesting because he was really good at 147. And then he came up to 154 and it just hasn't obviously translated. I think there's still people that he can fight at 154. However, I mean, I don't know who's technically really going to fight him or going to want to fight him, except that they want to like a name on their resume, right? I think he's going to become a gatekeeper. I think that's kind of what I think that's what he's kind of become, right? As a gatekeeper. I think like Fundora or even what Sizu, or I don't even know how to say it. Well, you might as well drink that one because I don't know how to say his last name. So, but him, I mean, like Lubin doesn't have. I mean, Lubin wants to get another stepping stone. Lara, I guess, like the Herder J Rock, like I don't know, man. Like it doesn't make any sense. He probably should just go back down and be where he was effective. What if he thinks he can hang at 154? Then so be it. It'll be interesting to see what actually gets made. But I don't think he'll be fighting for a belt. I think it'll be no, I don't think so. I think it'll be just somebody for a stepping stone.
I think like Mikey Garcia, he's just going up too high at 154.
Yeah.
Mikey Garcia fought at 140, 147.
147 is where he at.
147, and then that's when he moved up to fight Errol Spence, right?
Errol Spence.
Two weight classes.
Just one.
One? I thought it was two. Filthy Rich, what do you think? Do you care about Danny Garcia?
I want to see who he's going to fight. I think, Lara, I believe, he's now ranked at 160. They're ranking him at 160 now, so he's out of that division.
You're right.
Jared Hurd was the gold, I think, right there. His last fight was at 160. I think he knows he doesn't belong at 160, so he's moving back down to 154. And I've mentioned before, when guys drop weight, there could be problems. So the biggest name Danny Garcia can fight at 154 that he actually has a chance of beating, I would say it would be Swift Hurd. We can do Swift versus Swift. Loser has to be named, something else. We'll put a stipulation in there, but I think that's the best matchup. If that doesn't work, I think there's still guys at 147 he can fight. I know he's already fought Porter and Errol Spence,
and Thurman.
So maybe he's just done with 147. Maybe he can't make the weight. So I don't know. I'm always excited for a fight. Danny Garcia is still a relevant name, so I wouldn't say I don't care. I do care. I just want to see how well he does.
You and your stipulations, you are the Vince McMahon of boxing, I tell you.
Drink to that.
You are. I just want to see you do the Vince McMahon walk into one of these.
Well, for those that don't know, me and James had a hair versus hair match, and you know who won, you know who lost.
All right. Moving on to the next one here. If you're a fan of boxing and you see Jamel Charles out, please do not approach him. He wins the award for the least approachable celebrity boxer. One fan asked him to fight Benavidez. He said, "Why should I fight Benavidez? I'm already rich. Bought this baby, cash money." And then, James, you had another incident that you want to discuss about Jamel Charles. What do you guys think of Jamel Charles' dismissals of fans? James, go ahead.
Wow.
Tell us your other one.
I mean, so he was asked the same question about fighting Benavidez, or even I think it might even been something. He was asked a question, pretty much the exact same question again on the Canelo fight when he was walking to wherever. I don't know where he was walking, and he gave the fan the finger and then slapped the phone out of his hand, and then the fan obviously came back and said some other stuff, but you're gonna have to go YouTube the video if you really want to. But I mean, and then in this, he's hanging out with Regis Prograis, saying that he doesn't need to read comments because he's rich, and then he doesn't answer comments either because it's he doesn't care to fight Benavidez because he's rich. So I don't know, man. That's I think that sucks. I think that's a problem with this. If he doesn't want to fight it because one, he doesn't need the money. Two,
He'd lose.
I mean, if he doesn't want to take that, I mean, this is boxing. It's not all about making money. It should be about making legacy at the same time, right? You want to be known as a great boxer, not just making money. And then at some point you're going to run out of money. Like it's going to happen. Then you're going to fight Conor McGregor for no reason and stuff. Like this is dumb. So I don't know, man. It sucks. It's unfortunate because that's probably, given the news that we talked about earlier, that's probably what's going to happen is he's going to have to fight somebody at 160, and that's probably going to be Benavidez or 168. Oh no, he's at 160. Yeah, what the hell am I talking about? Benavidez, he ain't gonna fight them. He ain't gonna move up. He's never gonna move up. It's never gonna happen. He's got to fight. Never mind. He's got to fight Booboo or Triple G. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Rich, you gotta move.
Rich, save him.
No, I mean, that's kind of where I was going. Until he is officially declared he's at 168, I think fans get caught up in this. I don't know. Like, I don't know who these fans are. I don't know why they're asking two guys at two different weight classes to fight. Now, maybe back in the day, that's how it was kind of done when Ray Leonard fought Marvin Hagler. He moved up 2 weight classes, things like that. Those days are gone, folks. They're probably not coming back. You're probably going to get something out of Canelo, but when it comes to Charlo, I think he's at 160 for good. I can't unless
Canelo fights him.
Unless Jamel moves up to 160 and then they're each other's mandatories, then I can see Jamal going up to 168. And if he goes up to 168, Benavidez ain't going to be the first guy he goes after. I don't know who the first guy would be, but a Benavidez Charlo fight, like to wrap up what James said, it's not going to happen. I don't think it's ever going to happen. They're under the same promotion. Fight under Fox and Showtime and the PBC. It's not going to happen. Just my thoughts.
Well, I'll tell you this, fans of Bruising Boxing, if you ever run any of us out in public, we will not slap the phone out of your hand and give you the finger. No, even if you call James the sauce, he ain't going to fucking give you, you got to bleep me there. But he ain't going to give you the finger and slap the phone out of your hand. He may go,
I might Stephen A. Smith you.
Yeah, he might do that, but we're never going to slap the phone out of your hand and give you the finger. So we are approachable, except Filthy Rich sometimes, but we are approachable. All right, let's move on to the next one here. Great knockout if you didn't see it. Alicia Bumgarner against Terry Harper. It was an amazing knockout in the fact that Terry Harper was literally out on her feet and a great referee stoppage. I've never seen anyone knocked out standing up like this kind of knockout. James, you watched it live, as did I. Why don't you describe it a little better than I did here?
Well, I mean, it wasn't something anyone was expecting. I'll tell you that. Terry Harper's been out of the ring for over a year with a broken hand, came back to someone who's coming across the pond. So this is the first individual who lost on their home turf. But the punch was just a right to the face. And I've never seen it. I didn't know what was going on, to be honest. When I was watching it live, I saw Harper just stop and kind of like look off to the crowd. Maybe somebody said something, or maybe she smelled some French fries. It's like, I'm kind of hungry. I don't know what happened, but she stopped out on her feet and the ref immediately ran over. She still kind of got popped in the face a little bit, but it could have been way worse than it was. And I've never seen somebody get knocked out standing, not against the ropes, and stay up. And I mean up, like it was crazy. You got to go see it. You definitely have to see it.
Stunned, like the stunner.
I don't know. I thought it was crazy. It was just an interesting knockdown. I haven't seen that. It seems to be the year of knockdowns. So I was just, I personally was the one that fought for this piece of news, and I just wanted to bring it up.
Well, not only that, but we're always ripping on referees a lot. But let's give this referee his props and saving her a lot of extra damage there too, and recognizing that she was in bad shape. She was out, and saved her from a lot of possible permanent damage too. But just absolutely brutal. Filthy Rich, you have anything to add on that one?
Yeah, this isn't like Costa Zoo and Zab Judah. I mean, it's nothing like that. Like Zab Judah actually was talking and had some motion. It almost looked like the lady, like her tooth got loose, and she was checking to see if there was still a tooth there, and then didn't realize she's still in the middle of a boxing match.
Right.
Referee jumped in, and that was it. It was a good stoppage, though. I will say that.
Very good stoppage. Very good stoppage. All right, last bit of news we're going to hit here is Joshua Wotsi suffered a hand injury. Shockingly, we have not seen any photos of the medical reports or anything like that. But right before he's supposed to fight Maxim Vlasov, that fight is now off and leaving that Chisora Parker 2 card a little weak on the underside there. It's too bad because I want to see Vlasov fight again. We haven't seen him fight in a while. What do you guys think of this, Filthy Rich? Do you think this fight gets rescheduled, or you think Boatsi's trying to dodge Vlasov? A lot of people had this as a coin flip fight going into this. So what do you think?
Well, I don't think it's gonna be off. It'll probably be postponed, but in the meantime, I think they should have an opponent for Vlasov in the wings. I think we just saw this with somebody who just fought last week or maybe the week before. Kyron Davis was a replacement fighter with 3 weeks to go. So I think this fight still has, I think we're still a few more weeks before that the main event happens. So they should be able to find a replacement for Wotsi. Hopefully Vlasov gets to display some skills. I haven't seen him in a while, but he's an American. Now I believe he's an American, so he doesn't have to worry about visa issues like somebody else had a visa issue come up. So I think we're good. I think that it's going to be delayed. I think Vlasov should still fight, but he should fight Wotsi 3 months from now, 6 months from now.
Vlasov is quite the American name, just as American as apple pie.
He's American. Don't be all racist on the show, man. You can be an American and not be born here.
I know. I'm kidding.
Okay.
All right. Judge Jimmy James, what do you think about Wotsi busting out of this fight without proving his medical issue? It's just a hand issue.
Well, time will tell. I ain't no doctor, right? You give me a medical thing, I ain't gonna look at a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna say that all looks broken. I don't know, man. Every time I look at my wrist in a medical x-ray, it looks all broken, but that's just because there's space between the bones. Don't worry about it. Anyway, Vlasov, Wotsi. I was kind of bummed that this actually got dropped because Vlasov against Joe Smith Jr., that was one hell of a fight. And Vlasov is a unique style fighter. So he is someone that you can't really prepare for. And obviously, I mean, Joe Smith, sorry, dude, but you are not the most skilled individual. However, Vlasov was still, he's tough for, I think, anybody because he is slippery. So it kind of sucks. I hope they can find somebody to a replacement, but it doesn't sound like it. It sounds like they're just going to drop that fight, and that's kind of going to be it, unfortunately. But hopefully it does get made again. And even if Wotsi doesn't fight Vlasov, hopefully Vlasov can get a bigger name fight with somebody in this division, because there's still plenty of people that he's going to have to fight. And obviously Canelo just jumped ship. So, maybe it's a Bevo or a Zerdo or something. Even Callum Smith, I don't know. He's still around.
How about a Joe Smith Jr. rematch? I'd see that fight again. Yeah.
I'll take it. He beat up Joe Smith.
Yeah,
and got the short end of the stick. So
yeah, I thought that was a very, very close fight. He deserves a second shot at that one, I thought.
If the money's there, I'm with it. Take that, James.
Yeah, take that, James.
You took my hair. I'm taking your, I don't know, something. I'll drink to that.
All right. Since Filthy Rich is starting to sound like Jamel Charles, we better move on to Bruising Reviews here. All right, Bruising Reviews time. And the key word for Bruising Reviews this week is heart, because there was a lot of heart in all three of these fights. I'll tell you that. All three these fights had guys that went above and beyond, I think, their skill level. We'll get into all of that first off. But first off, we had a possible upset of the year, I would say. Pretty close. Kiko Martinez knocked out Kid Galahad in the 6th round. He was an 8.5 to 1 underdog coming into this fight. And if you watch the fight, Kid Galahad looked like he was the stronger fighter the entire time. Martinez looked outclassed the entire time. Looked like he didn't belong in the same ring for the first 4 rounds, 4 and 8/10 rounds, I should say, and then lands an amazing right hand at the end of the 5th round that just put Galahad on his shorts, and then one punch in the 6th put him out for good. And we have a new champion. His name is Kiko Martinez. So props to you. I'll drink to you. Open this and drink to the new champion, Kiko Martinez. I guess you guys won't. We'll start with you, Filthy Rich. What'd you think about this Kid Galahad going down to Kiko Martinez?
Look, this was not supposed to be a good fight. This was supposed to be kind of a boring fight. Just to kind of keep yourself busy on a Saturday. Neither one of these guys are real headliners. Galahad is, I don't even remember having him ranked when we broke down that division. I think James did. Maybe both you guys did. I didn't have it as a top 10 fighter. I guess it's disputable, but then he goes in and fights old man Kiko, and Kiko beats him. I mean, there's a savvy veteran for you. anything can happen. Don't look past the guy in front of you. I don't know what else to add on this. Good job, Kiko Martinez.
Well, why don't you add there,
Drink to
James?
me.
I'll drink to me. Yeah, I mean, I will add to some of this stuff. I have no idea if I don't remember if I had him ranked or not. But look, it's Kiko Martinez, right? You're talking about. I compare him to, well, maybe a poor comparison, but to like a Gabe Rosado. All right, he's an individual who has
A
been
poor man's Gabriel.
forever. As Sergio Mora has stated, he is the greatest Spanish boxer of all time. So he's got that going for him, which is nice.
Very nice.
But I mean, he came in and he did exactly. He was getting outclassed. He was getting outboxed by Kid Galahad 100%. However, he has that go forward mentality, that go forward strategy, and he just kept throwing punches. And that's just, I mean, that can win fights, and it ended up clipping Galahad with the overhand right, right to the face, pow, right in the kisser, and he was down, right, and he didn't look right after he got back up.
No.
Martinez wasn't able to finish it off in that round in the end of the fifth, but even after the time sitting in the corner, Galahad, he was getting talked to, he looked okay. He got back up and looked like he was ready in the whole 9 yards. And then Martinez, same thing, 4 steps forward, and then pow, the same, almost the exact same punch right to his face. Galahad didn't move. It's like he was a statue and got clocked in the mouth and then dropped. And I mean, dropped hard to the point where his head snapped back on the canvas. It's kind of, to be honest, I was kind of worried that he was not going to be okay. I'm glad that he did get up and didn't have to go to the hospital or anything crazy like that. But it was brutal. And that's, congratulations, Kiko Martinez, because you're still in the limelight for a few more minutes. And bummer for Kid Galahad, because you were someone supposed to be coming up, but UK fighters, I don't know. What do you want to do? What do you want to talk about?
Kid Galahad never been knocked out before. His only loss before this was a split decision to Josh Warrington. So I mean, he was on his way up. I mean, that's some good fight. He's got Toka Clary as a win on there. Looking at a couple other ones. Yeah,
That's fair. I mean, Jazza Dickens, not bad either, but I don't know.
He was, to go split decision with Warrington was a pretty good tale. So anyway, new champion Kiko Martinez, lots of heart. Speaking of heart, Kyron Davis fought David Benavidez on short notice. Kyron, as Rich pointed out, was a fill-in here, and another guy full of heart. David Benavidez obviously is a class and a half above Davis, but Davis stuck in there. I believe he got knocked down in the 6th, if I remember right. But his corner eventually throwing in the towel in the 7th. What do you guys think of this one? We'll start with you again, Filthy Rich, since James took that last one for the most part.
Yeah, this is one of them things where a guy can lose a fight and still look good and possibly climb up the rankings. Last week I said Kyron Davis was like a B level fighter fighting an A guy, maybe even an A plus. But if there is a B fighter who is the world class B, it is Kyron Davis. And what he did versus Benavidez, I don't know how many other guys at 168 can do. I really don't. He might be a top. I mean, that might put him in the top 10 right there. You talk about guys who can go, 7 rounds with Benavidez. Not many can. He did. He looked really good for the most part. He was just outmatched, and we knew he'd be outmatched. I don't remember the replacement offhand who Benavidez was supposed to fight. If you guys remember, let me know. I think he beats Uska. I think Kyron Davis beats Uskadegi, and that's how good he is.
Well, he fought with a lot of heart, and it was a good stoppage by his corner because he wasn't going to quit. I'll tell you that. James, do you have anything else to add to that breakdown?
Not really, man. I feel like that's probably a pretty good one. I think it's probably a good stoppage. 27 years old, so he's still young, man. And he got in there and decided to see what he could do against Benavidez, who's obviously way above his skill at the moment. However, now he knows he can learn And let's see what happens maybe in 3 years, maybe not 3 years, a couple
Maybe
years,
2.
when he gets around 29, 30 years old, and see who he's fought after this. Because there are still some big names that he can fight at 168 to get stuff up. So see how you do against those guys, and let's see. Let's party in 3 years. Like it's 2024.
Benavidez was a class act after that fight. I expected this guy to mouth off, and he did. He was very classy in his
right over to him, made sure you told him you're. I think he said something like you're great, you're fantastic, keep with it, stuff like that. But a lot of heart for Kyron Davis. What's next for Benavidez, Rich? Obviously, it's not against Jamel. So what's next for him coming up the pipe here for Benavidez? Is it? Well, we would all think it was going to be Canelo, but apparently Canelo's like, nah, I'm out of here. What do you think is next for him?
Well, I'm still going to put Canelo on that list. Canelo's going to be somewhere. He has to fight this guy because if you ask me, Canelo has not cleaned out 168. He may hold all these alphabet titles, even ones they made up for you and handed them to you. But I think the next move is, if he can't get Canelo, I would say maybe someone like Caleb Plant. Why not Caleb Plant? Maybe Uzcategui also. I think he just tests positive for a banned substance, but I think Benavidez can beat Uzcategui on a banned substance. So those will be 3 names I throw at you: Canelo, Plant, and Uzcategui.
Interesting. Plant, think would want to fight Benavidez coming off a loss like that to Canelo?
Well, if Canelo's vacating these belts to move up a division, then there's belts to be won. And I'm sure Plant wants his belt back. He may not be able to get Canelo for it, but there's going to be he's going to want those belts back for some odd reason. They care. I care about the money. They care about the gold. So
interesting. All right. Last fight we got to review here is Jaime Mongia versus Gabriel Rosado. And another fight all about heart. Rosado, 2 of us, you and me, James, picked Rosado to win that fight. And he went the distance with Mongia. I'll give you that. And Mongia just too good, too strong for Rosado. But Rosado, all heart, lasted all the way to the end. By the way, I forgot to mention that James got the last one dead right at Benavidez at the KO in the 7th round. Just pointing that out. Just another perfect pick.
Thanks for mentioning that. Thanks.
Another perfect pick. Hey, I got to give when credit is due.
Don't give me credit for the unanimous.
One more, Bob.
All right. I'll give you credit for the unanimous decision.
I don't want it no more. No.
Well, I'm not giving it to you then. Fine. I think you said split decision anyway. All right. Break down the fight for us there, Filthy Rich. Mongia versus Rosado.
No. Let Smarty James. Let Lucky James. I got Canelo right. I got Benavidez right. Let James break it down.
But he got this one wrong, and you got this one right, so I want you to break it down.
Oh yeah, you're right. No, I'm not breaking this down. I'm drinking to me right now.
James, that's fine. Oh, don't worry about it.
Wow, the eggnog must be really kicking in for him up there. All right, go ahead, James.
Eggnog, man, it's that salt lick. Don't worry about it. Get that whole salt lick going there. Either way, I will be glad to talk about this. Look, this fight was the one that I wanted to see this weekend. This fight was awesome. Jaime Mongia, Gabe Rosado. This was going to be a brawl, 100%. I thought that Rosado was going to have the skills to catch Mongia, not sleeping per se, but eventually that Mongia was going to end up getting tired, right? Because it was one of the bigger things is how long can you go, considering the fact that you pretty much knock people out within like 8 rounds all the time. So this fight impressed me for Jaime Mongia. I am now even a bigger fan of this guy because he went 12 rounds and he was non-stop pressure, right? This was amazing. And you want to talk about this, like when I say non-stop pressure, I'm not talking like, oh, he was throwing like 1-2 combos and 1-2 combos. He was throwing 4, 5, 6 punch combinations, all with precision. Rosado had a pretty good defense and was blocking quite a bit of them, but 4 or 5, 6 combos constantly. No loss of speed, no loss of stamina. Like I thought at one point he was going to just stop moving. Nope. 12 rounds, no problem. It was, to me, that was unbelievable. Sky's the limit for this kid, man. This kid's going to come up, man. Booboo, you better boo-boo out of here or something like that. Charlo, you better go run away too, man. Just slap the phone out of this guy's hands and go run out of here, man. I don't know, man. The only guy I think that's ever going to have never mind, I want to talk about that right now. But yeah, I was super impressed with Jaime Mongia. This kid is man, sky's the limit. That's all I can say. It was a great fight, and it was super one-sided. I didn't think it was going to be as one-sided as it was, but props to Rosado for taking some really good shots. Props to Rosado for giving some good shots to Mongia. So
Yeah, I was gonna say Rosado.
So
Rosado put some good shots on him there. A few badass uppercuts that he threw at him. Landed him a few times, caught him a few times. I think he was a big right hook he caught him with too. That nearly actually put him down. And he missed a big right in the second or the third round. They both knew if that one landed, Mongia's head might have been in the third row, and they're like, they both knew it. Like, whoo, that was close.
mm-hmm.
Filthy Rich, what do you got to add to Judge's breakdown?
Look, when a Mexican and a Puerto Rican get in the ring together, expectations are supposed to be high. Like the greatest fights of all time come with people from those countries of origin in the ring together. This exceeded the expectations. I was not. We all knew this would be the fight to watch. I did not think it would be like this. The scorecard. Don't let the scorecards fool you. It was kind of one-sided with Mongia, but look, Michael Buffer at the end said something about fight of the year. You know, if it wasn't for heavyweights maybe, but this is definitely a candidate for fight of the year. This is one we'll be watching 10 years from now. This is going to be in the history books. Props to both these guys.
Yeah, it was a fun fight. If you haven't watched it yet, you should go definitely watch it. A lot of good things in that fight. James, what's next for Jaime Mongia? You're a big fan now. I don't know if you put him in the Crawford level, but it sounds like you're pretty close to the Jaime Mongia fan club president too. So where's he go from here?
Look, I've been a fan of Mongia for a while, right? But it's all one of them guys that needs to polish, right? He's an up and comer. He's one of the guys that I'd like to watch. This proved something big to me, that he doesn't just have the power in this division, he's got the skill in this division as well,
and lungs.
So where does he go next? I mean, 160, right? There's a Charlo, there's a Booboo. People want some fights. Those are people that are going to get, if you want to talk about money, if you want to make money, that's going to probably make some money for you at this point, especially after this fight. Golovkin,
Seven Nation Army,
is another one, right? So he personally, Mongia, has called out that he wants to either fight Golovkin next or, super weird, Derevinchenko.
Yeah, it was a weird one.
Don't know what. The Derevinchenko one is super weird. He pretty much said that he just he wants the experience from this fight, which is, that's fair. I mean, Derevinchenko is definitely he is a good boxer. He's not elite at this level.
If Golovkin to run for his money.
Yeah, he's, like I said, I mean, he's not bad, but I mean, honestly, I would probably see at this point, the Derevinchenko fight would probably be the one that would get made easiest between the three, the other ones that I would see, which would be Golovkin, Charlo, or Andre. Now, if Golovkin beats Murata in December, that might entice like a Charlo fight or something like that instead of Mongia fighting Golovkin, giving him the chance at the belts. However, it all depends on what Golovkin feels that he can beat. So I personally think that Derevinchenko is going to be the one that he actually gets a fight with. But those top three, I don't know. I mean, I guess, or the other one could be, if Murata loses, it could be just Murata.
So who do you want him to fight though? If you were his manager, who would you pick for him to fight right next?
I would pick Jamel Charles.
No.
Yeah.
But Rich,
no,
you obviously disagree.
If you're his manager, you want the big money fight with the lowest risk, and I think it is Derevinchenko. Derevinchenko is like 35-ish. I think you can beat Derevinchenko. There's probably some money there. You don't want Charlo, man. Charlo's too much risk, I think, man. I think he beats Charlo, but if I'm his manager, no, just take the highest reward, lowest risk. If I'm a fan, yeah, probably Charlo, probably Golovkin, something like that.
This could be
James, you got it wrong, man.
If it's not Golovkin, I don't know who Golovkin fights after his next fight. I don't know.
He's gonna do what Canelo did and wait for Golovkin to get that much older. So I don't see a Golovkin fight happening with Mongia yet. Mongia needs like 2 more years, and then Golovkin will be old be over the hill, and he'll be in his prime.
2 more
That'd be the
years.
time.
Jeez, Golovkin's gonna have 2 more years. Maybe a year left.
He's might fight twice a year.
Still,
He's like 41, man.
he's done.
Floyd Mayweather's like 47. He comes out there
Yeah, and
and
he hasn't
beats,
fought anybody in
he
10
beats
years.
everybody. He beats everybody. And I think Golovkin can still beat people at 40 years old. You guys are asleep. I ain't drinking.
I don't
to
think
you.
he's fighting 2 more
I'm
years.
sleeping. What? You what? Golovkin?
think
Why don't
Triple
you
G
go
hangs
fight
it up
Charlo
after.
then, bro? Why don't you go fight Booboo then? You think
I
you
think
can beat everyone at
2022
43
is the
years old?
last year.
Who,
of
Golovkin?
Yeah.
Golovkin can beat Charlo.
Yeah. Okay.
I think
Make
so,
that
too.
fight then.
I can't
Charlo
beat
don't want that fight.
man.
Well, come
Charlo
on,
don't
man. You
want
got
that.
a brand new hairdo. Let's
Charlo
go.
don't want that. He's rich. They're all rich. They don't want that fight.
They ain't
They want
filthy
easy
rich.
guy.
They ain't filthy rich, man.
They ain't
You
filthy
are
rich.
filthy rich.
There's only one filthy rich. All right, that's the reviews for this week. We got the previews coming up for big fight this weekend. I have a feeling that one of our judges has a lot to say about it, so we will get to that in Bruising Previews coming up now. All right, Bruising Previews time. Big fight coming up this week over at James's house. Rematch of hair versus hair. 2, Filthy Rich versus the judge. There was some controversial judging on the first one, but we also have a big pay-per-view this weekend. We'll start with the undercard, the co-main event, or so to speak. Booboo Andre is fighting Quigley at middleweight. James, just break this one down. Is this one that we have to watch, or Booboo just going to run this one over?
Oh man. So yeah, no, you don't have to watch it. If you don't want to, you definitely don't have to watch it. It is actually a Friday fight. I can't remember where it's being broadcast.
Oh, it's on Friday? I thought it was the undercard of the Crawford Porter.
Absolutely not. It is
Oh,
on
well,
Friday.
then my
tomorrow.
notes were wrong. So
Yep,
yeah,
so
okay. Screw
you
that.
might be watching this after.
I got to
you've
work
seen
on
it.
Friday, so yeah.
Well, whatever. Either way. So yeah, I don't know. Booboo is obviously someone who keeps saying that he's ducked at 160 and he's constantly ducked and he never gets fights. And you know, Canelo said he's a terrible fighter and all this mumbo jumbo. And you know, we should have waited a little bit longer, but no big deal. Honestly, I'm not excited for this fight. I think Quigley is someone that's just not at the level that he should be fighting. He should be fighting at this point a Charlo or a Golovkin or even, obviously Murata, like something like that. Like he should be fighting one of these guys or move up, get out of this division and go up. If you keep getting ducked, then move up and go somewhere else. All right. Anyway, I digress. Jason Quigley, not impressed. Had a mixed decision against Sugar Shane Mosley Jr. Didn't look very good at all. Has a loss to Toreno Johnson. Booboo Andre did not look good against Liam Williams in his previous fight. I felt like he almost got knocked out twice. And Williams is terrible boxer.
Terrible. Get out of here. Who are you?
So I'm not sure. I don't know what to expect with this fight. Booboo should come out and dominate this fight in theory, right? From what I've seen in the past, except I just don't know if I feel like he is an individual who plays down to his opponents, and this is unfortunate. So I think that this might be another fight like that, where he might play down to his opponent. And man, I don't know. It's just not. I wish it was more exciting. I was very hyped on Booboo a couple years ago, and I'm just not. I'm not anymore. And I hope he shows me something. Show me something.
Show him something. Filthy Rich, you got anything to add about that?
Yeah, you couldn't pay me to watch this guy fight. That's like an inside joke. But look, this should be an easy on paper. It should be an easy fight for Andrade. Like James said, he's gonna play it out to the opponent. Well, this fight should go like 5 or 6 rounds. It's probably gonna go 11 or 12 if it's a 12 round fight. And I don't understand why. My only guess would be there was a time when Golovkin had to look weak so he can get the Canelo fight. If that is what Andrade is doing, then fine. But go out there and knock some guys out so there could be like some sort of proof that people don't want none of you. Because when fighters claim they're being this ducked, and they're not knocking guys out, they're not living up to these expectations the fan has, chances are you're just asking for too much money. Nobody's ducking you, but you want a high payday and you're just not worth the money. That's my take.
Real quick.
Cut him off, mute him.
Nope,
I can't. He took my mute powers away.
I have all of it. All I'm saying real quick is I thought that is what Andrade was playing possum against Liam Williams in his last fight. So if that didn't get a big name to pick him up, I don't know what is going to work. That's it. That's all I have.
All right, prediction time on this one. Quigley's coming in at a 11-1 underdog in this fight. Booboo is minus 22-1 overdog favorite. With a 2,277 to win 100 on Booboo. What do you guys think? Prediction time, Judge. Start with you. You've been on fire.
Yeah, Andre unanimous in 12.
All right, Filthy Rich.
I'll take the overdog Andrade in 11 since he's 11-1. Someone's 11-1. I'll take a Andrade in the 11th.
The overdog. I like that.
The overdog Andrade.
The overdog. I hate to agree with James, but I had Andrade as a unanimous decision as well. So I'm gonna stick with it. I'm not gonna change it because that's what I feel in my heart. I feel like he's gonna underachieve. What we're gonna do. All right, now I kind of gave it away, and I said our one of our judges, last one. I'll have a lot to say, but. We finally have a opponent for Terrence Crawford this weekend. A real, actual boxer. He's gonna actual fight. An actual guy that is good. That doesn't have broken eye sockets or anything like that. Crawford's fighting Porter. It's on this weekend. The biggest test for Crawford. James, I'll let you start with it. What are the keys to victory for Crawford?
Oh man. Well, this is gonna be tough.
Did you need to change your pants right now? Because that sounded like you were all a little too excited.
Look, man, I'm super excited. You got to be kidding me. You guys have been giving me crap for so many years. Now this is the time to just shove it in your face. It's gonna happen
for one fight.
Yeah, in your face. What do you mean one fight? Beat your Brook that you were all touting and all that mumbo jumbo.
Yeah, we all knew Brook was
beat Mean Machine. So don't give me that crap. Yeah, this is going to be it, man, because I know we've all touted Porter as being one hell of a high-level fighter at this division. So if he can handle Porter at this division in this fight, this is going to be a testament to how good he is. Doesn't matter. I already think he's really good anyway. Keys to victory. This is going to be tough. Porter has a style that isn't easy to break. He definitely gets a short end of the stick every once in a while, but I think that Crawford needs to keep him guessing. He needs to be smart with his boxing. He needs to use his boxing IQ against Porter because Porter is going to be an aggressive fighter, and he needs to use his boxing IQ to make sure that he can stay away, bait him in, and hit him with counter shots, but not. Crawford, if you didn't know, is somebody who goes back and forth with his stances on a regular basis because he has power in both his left and his right hand. I think he needs to chill out on that a little bit, and he needs to pick and choose the spots that he's going to do that throughout the fight, not do it on such a regular basis that he has in the past. And then again, he's going to have to try to just keep distance. That's going to be the biggest thing. You're not really going to be able to hit Porter in the body. He's just going to have to choose his shots, pick them well, make sure that he's not changing his stances too much, and probably utilize his boxing IQ and those counter punches. That's going to be his. I think those are going to be the keys to victory for Terrence Crawford this weekend.
I'll tell you, he ain't knocking Porter out. That's just not going to happen. Filthy Rich, what does Porter have to do to make James cry and make us? Might make him quit the show. Actually, if he may not come on here to face this if Porter wins this fight. So how can Porter win this fight?
Well, I think a couple things that come to mind. Get Adelaide Bird to maybe judge because she doesn't watch the fight. So then you got one judge. She might go for you. Patricia Royce Jarman, I think, is the other one. If you get two judges who don't watch the fight, they might score it for you. That gives you a majority decision. So there's that.
You want to get Dana White?
Man, maybe. So look, if you're going to beat, I don't know how you beat Crawford. Nobody knows how to beat Crawford. Nobody's beaten Crawford. I don't think anyone's came close to beating Crawford. If I'm Porter, the first thing I want to do is make sure that you don't make him mad. So just, I don't know how to put it, but you make Crawford mad, he's probably going to knock you out. So don't make him mad. Just go out there, fight clean, fight a good fight. He won't knock you out. So then it can go to these judges and maybe somebody's not watching and you get a decision. I don't know. Another thing, I would say work on the inside, tie up when you have to tie up, take some cheap shots when you got to take cheap shots when the ref's not looking. Do whatever you can to hurt Crawford. I don't know if he can hurt Crawford. I don't know how you really go about doing that, but the old Porter, the Porter of 2014, 15, even he's gone. Like the bull rushing move with your head forward, the sloppy throw whatever you can Porter, he's gone. We've got a more polished fighter that I'm not too excited about, but if you're going to try to box Terrence Crawford, he's going to outbox you. You want to try to outpunch Terrence Crawford, he's going to outpunch you. If you try to outfight Crawford, Crawford's going to outfight you. So taking Crawford off his game, when he's looking to box, you better be looking to fight. When he's looking to fight, you better be looking to box. And when he's looking to just like throw haymakers, do something else. Just don't fight the same fight he's fighting. Fight your own game. It's the only chance you have of beating Terrence Crawford.
Well, it's Sean Porter's big wins. He beat Ugas. He beat Danny Garcia. His weird. He beat Adrian Broner. Who cares about that one? His weird losses. He lost to Kell Brook. He lost to Keith Thurman, and Errol Spence Jr. Of course. Big wins and losses.
But every one of those names, it could have probably went either way.
You got to beat Kell Brook.
I thought, I mean, the Kell Brook fight was close. I think that was in the UK. I could be wrong about that. The Spence fight was close. If it wasn't for that one knockdown, we probably have tie scorecards. The Thurman fight was close. I thought it was 6-6. I thought Ugas beat Sean Porter. I don't know what Patricia Royce Jarman was probably scoring that fight. Again, these people don't watch. So every one of those fights you named are close. Porter definitely has the better resume than Crawford, but we just talked about people ducking and people asking for money. Like, I honestly think people are ducking Terrence Crawford. Nobody, I don't know if people want Andrade or not. I don't know, but nobody wants Crawford. No, this dude's going to have to go up to 154. I don't know.
I'll tell you this, the Kell Brook fight was in the United States, but it was a majority decision. One judge had it 114-114. Adelaide Bird had it 116-112.
There you go.
And then Max DeLuca had 117-111. So something was up in that fight. But no Adelaide Bird for this fight. But Max DeLuca is back. He had it 117-111 for Kell Brook in that one. He's doing the Terrence Crawford fight along with Dave Moretti and Steve Weisfeld. And Celestino Ruiz is the referee this one. So we need to go predictions here. Judge, we'll let you go first. I probably guess who you're going to say is going to win, but how is he going to win? How's Porter going to win?
Well, I give a lot of credit to Sean Porter. He is going to be a tough individual. I don't even with Crawford's ability, skill, power, I just don't foresee this being a knockdown. I think it's going to go to unanimous decision for Crawford. But it's going to go the distance and it's going to be hard fought. And I think it's probably going to be pretty close. I think it'd probably be like 116-112, probably across the board. And I'll be that specific with this, but I think that's probably what it's going to be. I think it's going to be a great fight. Even if you don't like one or the other or don't like both, you need to watch this fight because this is a fight that boxing fans will love to watch and you will love to watch. You'll become a fan of Terrence Crawford after watching this fight,
especially if he's on his back on the canvas. Filthy Rich, what's your prediction?
Look, Porter is on, I believe it's 15 months since his last fight. So he's got some ring rust. I don't know if Terrence Crawford's the guy you want to get in the ring with to shake that ring rust off. I don't think these guys hate each other, but I don't think they're friends either. There's something about if you make Terrence Crawford angry, he's going to go out to destroy you. I don't think Porter has done that, so I don't see there being any like bad blood or animosity towards each other. All that being said, I'm going to take Crawford in about God, it's going to be 11 or 12. The odds say that I think it's like a 22-1 in the 12th. I'm going to take that 22-1 and go Crawford knockout round 12.
Right on. Porter's coming in at a 5.5 to 1 underdog. Porter's coming in at 5.5 to 1 underdog. Crawford at minus 850, which means you have to lay 850 to win 100. We're under at 10.5. I'm going to go. I think Porter's doesn't get knocked down. I don't think you can knock Porter down. I don't think you can knock him out. I think it goes the distance. I don't know. I'm sad to say I have to agree with James again that I think it's going to be a unanimous decision for Crawford. Not because it should be. I think it should be a split decision. I just feel like Porter's should be able to at least win one judge over, but he probably won't. So I'm just going to go with unanimous decision for Crawford as well. Although if Porter wins, I told you so. One quick question I want to ask you guys on this one. Will there be any knockdowns in this fight, do you guys think?
Crawford ain't getting knocked down. Porter's been knocked down before.
Well, you obviously said yeah because you're taking a knockout in the 12th.
No, you said knocked down.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. So you're saying referee stops it.
Referee will probably when dude is on the ropes, and the referee jumps in. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So
no, I'll go with no. I'll go with no knockdowns. I'll go with no knockdowns.
And Judge?
He agrees with me.
Out of your ears there.
He agrees with me.
Can your boy knock down Porter or not?
I think yes. But it'll only be once. And it will be
early?
Middle.
All right. Well, let's see how dead on he is. Crawford Porter, Crawford's biggest test so far is against a guy who lost to Kell Brook. But just saying, just setting up the
what channel is it on, Ryder?
I don't know. I assume that's an ESPN pay-per-view, correct?
I'll drink to you, Ryder. Good job.
Because Crawford is all ESPN, baby. I assume it wasn't
not for long.
No, not for long. Not after this one, because he could have lost a house for as much as he's lost on Crawford. So that's the big fight this weekend. Put your comments down below of who you think's going to win and what Judge should do if Crawford doesn't win. Will he be on there? Will he be wearing a dunce hat? Will he be crying? It'll be awesome. We'll have 2 weeks to figure it out. All right, let's. That's it for Bruising Previews. Let's head to the end of the show. All right, that's our show this week. Reminder, we are off next week, taking next week off for Thanksgiving. So if Crawford loses this weekend, you have 2 weeks to make sure to hit that subscribe button with the notifications to find out how Jimmy James is handling it. If he loses, I may have to make a short video about it. We'll find out. Check on the channel here. Filthy Rich, why don't you bring us on home?
I am thankful for Ebony Bridges and AEW. Go AEW. I am all elite. Peace.
To touch on that, I am thankful for seeing one of my boyhood heroes at the AEW with Chris Jericho, the Baron Von Raschke, putting the iron claw on one of the wrestler. I don't know who the wrestler was, but he put the iron claw on somebody that was yelling at a fan. Baron came out, put the skull crusher claw on him. It was great. It was a blast from my childhood. I love that. Because this is all the people need to know. The Baron's a very dangerous man. He can crush coconuts with his bare hand. All right, Judge, if they're listening to us, where can they watch us? And if they're watching, you hit me with a sign here. Where can they listen to us?
Well, first of all, I'm thankful for boxing. This is a boxing podcast and show. This has been boxing in November and December. This is a lineup. Oh my God, so much boxing. It has been fantastic. But if you want to listen to us because you are watching us, you can go to any podcast site, type in Brews and Boxing, BREWSAND. And if you're listening to us and want to watch us, come on to YouTube /Brews and Boxing and come check it out. Why not? You can see me hitting Raider with it looks like a wet floor sign. So
Yeah, but I'm giving you the claw back. This is all the people need to know.
Make sure you post a picture of Ebony Bridges.
Okay.
Just for you, Rich.
Please,
the
please,
blonde
so the-
bomber will
so-
be on the show.
So the
Don't
people
worry.
know I'm talking boxing here.
Yes, the blonde bomber will be on the show. No problem.
Oh, I am thankful for you, Ebony.
I'm thankful for both of you guys. All right, for Filthy Rich, Judge Jimmy James, I am Raider Live. Thank you for joining us. We will see you guys in 2 weeks.